Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with yet another quick tips tutorial brought to you by Adobe Photoshop Elements Tutorials Group, and let's jump right into this one. Today's poster wanted to know how to take out all the letters from this image. So you have to kind of study what's going on here. It seems like there's a lot of gray, light gray, dark gray, but actually a lot of this different shades is due to the actual drop shadows of the letters. It's not the background. It's not the actual image behind the letters. And the reason why I say that is because they're lighter, the background's lighter up here and it's darker down here because there is a gradation between the light area and the dark area. So this is what we want to do, is recreate that background first and forget about the letters because it'll just cover it anyway. So let's make two layers, one for the light part and one for the dark part. And the upper end is going to be the lighter part. Let's grab our eyedropper tool and grab a portion of the light part. I'm going to stay away from the areas around the letters because they're a false reading of what's really behind it because of their own drop shadow. So I'm going to grab it right up here, and this represents the top half of the circle, and I'm going to color in with the paint bucket that top half. I'm going to turn that off for temporarily. Now let's go down to the next empty layer, and we're going to choose something using the eyedropper tool from the bottom half. Someone might think, okay, just grab it down here where it's the darkest. That's not right, because that's not what the background is. That's behind the letter. It's the drop shadow of the letter. What you really want is over here on the bottom side, that's very closest to the bottom, but away from any of the letters. That's going to be right around here. And you can see over here it got darker. So now we're going to take the paint bucket and paint the bottom side. Now let's take that top. I'm going to turn off the background layer and the bottom layer, turn those both on, and let's dissolve the top to the bottom. There's many ways to dissolve that. What I would do is grab an eraser, and let's make the eraser something like 1500. And now what I want to do is erase part of the top half to expose the bottom half of the gray. I will erase the bottom half, and I'm going to zoom out so that way I can put the eraser horizontally in the same plane as the bottom edge of the square, leaving the middle of the eraser almost in the middle of our object. That's how you decide what size of eraser to get. And if I start over here, hold shift and do the erase, you can see that our gradation looks almost smack in the middle from light to dark. And that gave us that light to dark gradation. Now I can right click on that top half and merge it down in its one piece. That's going to mimic the same gradation between the top half and the bottom half of this area. Now what I'm going to do is cut out our image to match the background. So I'll take the opacity and bring it way down. I can just bring it way down to about here. And then grab the lasso tool. I can do circles and keep on trying to find the right circles, but I think if I do it nice and close with the polygon tool, that I'll be able to get away with this. If I were to go like this and just literally follow along with the original poster's image, that should be close enough. Once I get to the end, I'm going to double click and hit delete, and that deletes the inner portion of our top layer. Now we'll do the same thing with the outer portion by coming over here, and I'm going to basically do the same thing and cut it out like this. When I'm done with that, I'll double click with that. I'm going to zoom out and hit delete. Now I was able to delete that top layer. It's set right now at 27%. Now watch what happens to the picture as I bring that layer up. It magically disappears the letters, leaving our graded from light gray to dark gray. And there it is. We have our letters completely taken out, and the background looks exactly the way it does from behind it. That's all there is for this quick tutorial. This is Rich calling it quits, saying over and out.